Hello everyone. I'm Nikhil Deulkar, Senior Product Line Manager for Monza at Impinj. And on behalf of all of us here at Impinj and at Omni-ID, I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar. So joining me today are Andre Cote and Paul Clarke from Omni-ID. And we'll be talking about the advances made by new RFID labels from Omni-ID for on-metal and on-liquid applications. We're expecting to spend about 30 minutes on the presentation and questions and answers. I will start off by describing the unique capabilities of Impinj Monza 4QT tag chips used in these new labels from Omni-ID. And then Andre and Paul will cover the details of their IQ400 and IQ600 labels. All right, now I'd like to go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know Impinj, let me start off by describing the company and our products. Impinj is a leading provider of UHF RFID products. We have 3 product families. They're called Monza, Indy, and Speedway. Impinj Monza tag chips are the highest selling UHF RFID tag chips on the market today. Our Indy reader chips power most of the UHF RFID reader devices on the market. And our Speedway readers are also the most widely deployed UHF fixed readers today. As a result, we have a very unique position in this industry, and we see technical and business trends from both the reader and the tag side. This enables us to bring exciting innovations to market that create new opportunities both for our end users as well as for our channel customers. Today, we'll discuss how our close partnership with Omni-ID has resulted in some exciting new RFID labels for metal asset tracking and for on-liquid applications. Now, at the heart of these IQ400 and IQ600 labels from Omni-ID is the Impinj Monza 4QT tag chip. Monza 4QT has 512 bits of user memory, which can be used to store key information about the tag product. Its ability to permanently lock sections of the user memory so that certain information can never be erased, combined with the QT privacy feature, which can be used to switch between public and private profiles, makes this a very versatile tag chip. However, what makes the Monza 4QT stand out for challenging applications such as on metal and on liquid is its unique patent-pending architecture that provides 2 fully independent antenna ports. This Impinj innovation results in high read performance and true omnidirectional tags. And you can see more detail about this true-free technology here on this slide. Monza 4 tag chips add up the power gain from the 2 independent antennas, and this results in a boost in the read range. You can see in the block diagram on the left how Monza 4 tag chips are unique in their design with the 2 rectifiers. These 2 rectifiers sum up the power from the 2 independent antennas that they're connected to. So when you eliminate the 2 independent antennas with a circularly polarized RF wave, the Monza 4 chip harvests power from both polarizations, improving sensitivity by up to 2.5 dBs. Also, using a symmetric antenna design with 2 independent antennas, Monza 4 chips can eliminate blind spots, making the read range independent of the orientation of the tag. You can see this effect in the plot of the read range in the picture on the right. The blue line in this plot is a conventional dipole antenna design, and you can see how the read range drops when read at the 90 and 270 degree angles. The red line in the plot is the read range of a fully symmetric true 3D antenna taking advantage of the dual independent ports of Monza 4. In this case, you can see that the read range is much more consistent over all the angles. Another impressive feature included in Monza 4 is its superior interference rejection and energy scavenging. This is important for applications where multiple readers are operating simultaneously in the same RF field of view. You can see in this example, the Monza 4 tag is communicating with the reader on the left, while the reader on the right is also injecting power into the same space. The Monza 4 tag is not only capable of rejecting the interference caused by the reader on the right, but it can also scavenge power from the interfering signal and use it to boost its sensitivity by 4 dB when communicating with the reader on the left. The IQ400 and 600 labels take advantage of these advanced capabilities of Monza 4 QT to gain high read range and broadband operation over global frequencies. So let's hear about it directly now from Omni-ID. To talk about these labels in more detail, I would now like to introduce Andre Cote, Senior Vice President of Business Development at Omni-ID. Andre?
Yes, thanks very much for the introduction, and we're delighted to be working with Impinj on this new world-class product. The introduction here of our company and who we are. We have 3 offices around the world. These are our primary locations. Rochester, New York is our corporate office worldwide. Farnham, UK is our engineering office for our tag technology there, and our manufacturing facility in Qingdao, China. We are a company that's been in business for 5 years. We are the original patent holder for on-metal tag technology, and we now have 2 patents published worldwide in many countries, and an additional 2 patents pending. Additionally, on the product range, we're today talking about our IQ range of tags. We have 5 different product lines, and so a very broad product offering. Our hard case tags, along with the tags we're going to talk about today, which are made for on-demand printing. So a very broad offering. Additionally, we are launching and have launched the display technology, which we've filed additional intellectual property on that product offering as well, our ProView tags. So a little bit more about our IQ product range. You can see here we have our Prox NG and Prox label. Those were our existing products that are used in the IT sector. Actually, most of these products are used in the IT marketplace. The Prox NG, however, is a broadband tag. I would say only one of its kind in the world that has broadband reach and standard performance of 2 meters read distance, regardless of how it's used on metal or off. So a very leading product for us. The Prox label additionally works on IT infrastructure. The Flex and Max labels are office type products that are used. The LPAI are all very thin products and label type products for use in an office setting. We have our 400P and 800Ps that are standard dipole technology with a synthetic top and bottom sheet encapsulated so that it can be ruggedized for use on standard products. And of course, our new offering, the IQ400 and 600, which is a breakthrough technology that Paul's going to talk about here in a minute for on-demand printing and on-metal labeling. So Paul, up to you.
Thank you very much, Andre. So just to give you a bit of an introduction to the IQ400 and 600 product lines. The IQ400 and 600 products are really an industry first in that they are a thin film on metal RFID label that can be readily printed consistently and reliably through RFID-enabled thermal transfer printers. The product's split into 2 different sizes. The IQ400, which is a 1x4" label with a read range of approximately 3 to 4 meters, and that works both on metal and on liquid. It's a product that's designed around a smaller form factor, which enables good compatibility with narrow portals and handheld applications. The IQ600 is its big brother. It's a 4x2" label, with a read range of 5 to 6 meters. Again, that is both on metal and on liquid, and that is designed to enable wider dock door type applications as well as longer handheld read distances. Both of these products feature the Impinj Monza 4 IC, and that's married to the Omni-ID on metal technology to provide a powerful yet small form factor and thin RFID label. Products have been designed particularly with the optimization for printing in mind, and to that end they're supplied on the roll, and they are designed to very tight tolerances in terms of consistency, and that affords great reliability in the printers. As well as being optimized and designed for the use in the printers, as you'd expect with any Omni-ID product, these products are designed to give a very strong RF performance and designed with high quality in mind. So typical Omni-ID values.
As most of the RFID community knows, on metal tagging actively with the printers, and as you can see with the inset video here, which appears to be running a little Andre, I think we're back. Sorry about that. Omni-ID is in the process of certifying the products with printers. We have obviously done a huge amount of testing internally, and we've validated the printers with our internal methods, but we've actually reached out to the printer community. That process is an ongoing process, and there's going to be some very exciting announcements out to the market in the very near future about that. In addition to supplying the product in a finished label form, we understand that the market is going to have applications that are more specialist in nature, and to that end we are developing a range of dry inlay products which will be provided to a converter base, and we're in the process of engaging with converters to deliver those to those products into more niche and specialist high performance applications where special adhesives, special finishes or certain artworks are required for those applications. Back to you, Andre.
Thanks, Paul. So how can you learn more about these products? We have a full suite of barcode materials for you readily and available on our website, certainly the data sheets, application guide, product comparison, and the YouTube video, which I personally have used a lot and mailed out to a bunch of people, would be great materials for you to use in your own company or for your customer. Internal support, we have certainly our experts, and we have and are building our own library of about 3 or 4 different type printers from different manufacturers in our facility that will be up and available for to run and or sample products for people. And of course, you can certainly go to our website. Products are available now. I have certainly had a bunch of samples go out either as a finished good for people to test out for themselves, and or converting samples for channel partners who wish to convert the label, as Paul mentioned earlier. So product samples can be placed through the Omni-ID website at sales at omniid.com or one of these here listed on this slide. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Back to you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Andre and Paul. And we're starting up our question and answer session. So I'd just like to remind you that if you have a question, then please type it in the question box on the right-hand side of your screen. In the event that we're unable to answer your question during the call, we'll be sure to follow up with you offline. So I'll start off with the first question here. The question is, do you have any recommendations for specific printers that are compatible with these labels?
Well, we've worked with several of the printer manufacturers, and certainly the YouTube video is pretty clear to see whose printer it is that we're using in that video. So they're well-known names in the industry, and certainly you'll be able to see Zebra or Toshiba Tech in what we've done so far.
Okay. Can you speak about the durability of these tags? Is there a associated IP rating?
If I'm not mistaken, Paul, they're IP68 rated?
That's correct. They've got an IP68 rating, which means they're submersion proof. They're also capable of temperatures down to -40 and up to +85°C, and those temperatures have been validated over extended life testing as part of the Omni-ID product validation program before launch. And the product comes with a full synthetic stack, which involves a PET face stock and an acrylic adhesive, which are suitable for outdoor applications.
Okay. Okay, we have a few questions that are asking for whether the audience will get a copy of the slides or a recording of the webinar. And the answer to those questions is yes. We will provide you with a copy of this material, and we will also provide you with a recording of this webinar. And we'll send you a follow-up email with the location of those. Next question is again for you, Paul. Can you comment on the water resistance of these labels?
Yeah, certainly. So as previously discussed, they have an IP68 rating. That means that they are full submersion proof. I believe that's tested at 2 meters of water depth. And the test procedure is to ensure functional performance as well as no ingress into the product after that exposure level. And the product has passed that testing.
Great. Next question is, what is their lifetime?
Life expectancy is always very difficult to comment on. It's very dependent on the application and the environment and obviously the geography. Typically, the product validation exercise that we complete during the design and manufacture phase of the development involves extended life testing. And we've had that calibrated by several external organizations to a point of 5 years. And our expectation is that within the -40 to +85, we've got a product that will last for more than 5 years.
Okay, very good. Are these, next question is, are these polyester-based labels?
They're PET face stock, and they have a synthetic dielectric layer inside them.
Okay. What is the frequency range for these labels?
So these products at the moment are regional. We have an EU version and we have a US version, which are available, and the operating frequencies are 866 to 868 and 902 to 928 megahertz.
Okay. What's the maximum bend radius?
Always an interesting question. Depends what they're being applied to. So functionally, the bend radius can be very tight, and we've demonstrated that actually, from an RF perspective, it tends not to be a challenge. But what you obviously do start to see is delamination of the backing adhesive to the asset that it's attached to. Now, the problem is obviously the adhesive performance to the asset is dependent on the surface material of the asset. So if it's a paint or if it's a naked metal, they will have very different performance. So it's really difficult to make a comment on that. And we'd always advocate people did their own testing to ensure that they weren't getting delamination of the product on applications with particularly tight radii.
Okay. Next question is, How robust are these labels to surrounding metal, say between layers of metals or behind metal?
Again, that's very specific. The actual technology that Omni-ID has enables on-metal functionality, and it also is not adversely affected by metals near the surface. However, the RF signal that is coming from the reader will almost certainly be affected by metals nearby. And as we all know, RFID, UHF RFID doesn't work through metal. So it's important to consider that it's not just about whether the tag is affected by that metal, but actually whether you're getting any field penetration to that area.
Okay. What is the chip-on-edge feature that was referenced in the Omni-ID slide earlier?
So the chip has been specifically designed in a location on the label. It's very close to the edge, and that is as a result of design based on input from the printer side of the organization, and really it's about ensuring that you get that reliable, consistent print and you don't get interference in and around that area, which may cause adverse effects in the printer or may cause jamming.
Okay. The question about price range. Do you have a price range for this?
So as I said in the presentation, the idea behind these products is really to enable new applications, and therefore the pricing is very aggressive in those terms. And if I could use a range of saying that it's priced between a typical dipole label and a standard RFID hard tag, I'm sure to most people that would give a ballpark area for the pricing. Obviously, if specific pricing information is required, then please pick up the phone or drop an email to Omni-ID, and we can obviously quote on specifics, and that partly depends on the requirements in terms of commissioning and also the finishing options. Okay.
So next question is, can the labels be applied directly to metal using the adhesive as the spacer, or do you still need a spacer?
You don't need a spacer. The design is specifically to go on metal, so they are designed to go on metal straight out of the box.
Okay. Another question is, these labels are designed for on liquid, but can you read through liquids?
That is a really good question. You can read through liquids, but the RF signal is heavily attenuated in that scenario. Typically, you can read maybe a few feet through liquids. You certainly...
Okay, Paul, are you there? Did we lose you?
Hello?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute there.
Did you? I'm very sorry. Yeah, so reading through liquid is much shorter range because of the attenuation on the signal from the reader.
Okay. Can this label be used in desert-like ambience, so higher temperature?
The temperature is certainly not an issue. What can be an issue in those scenarios is the high UV, and the UV can have a fading effect on the print in particular, and be degrading to that. So it depends on the life expectancy. I would say typically for a desert application, you would need to talk to Omni-ID about getting a specialist product through a converter which used a UV stable top coat to enhance the durability.
Excellent. So that's all the time that we have for questions today. If we did not answer your question during the call, we will follow up with you offline. I do see there are questions still coming in, so all of these questions will be addressed through email. Again, so we truly appreciate you're taking the time to join us today. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the day.